looking at my inventory shoe. The things you do, so satisfying to me. I'll confess it, girl, when I like it. You said you couldn't spine. Okay, we took this down. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. This is Tahiri Divine. You guys can find me on all my social sites as Tahiri Divine, where we talk about practical spirituality through ancient tools of numerology, I would say zodiac, but that's astrology, and the leveling up of our lives through the planetary alignments. I am just here to talk briefly about the the full moon that we just had, or we're currently still under right now for our Pisces full moon. I'm debating if I should add Instagram to this live, because you know what, y'all like to kick it in with Instagram. Let me put this on pause. Perfect. But I hope you guys are having a good day. A lot of energies are around us, and as you guys know, I'm on vacation, but I wanted to jump in and talk to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and add Instagram because, you know, we love our Instagram family, right? But let me get you guys all in. What in the heck is going on here? Awesome. Okay. Yay. Hello, Crystal. Happy full moon to you. Yes. Oh my goodness. I just added Instagram. So hello, Instagram. Welcome. This is Tahiri Divine. We're just going to do a little brief chat and chill for this full moon in Pisces that we're under right now. Oh goodness. You know, this has been one of the last few years of congratulations on your 30 days of prayer. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys rocked it out with me. Oh, yes. I'm so happy you guys rocked it out with me. Oh, my goodness. Well, let's just get into this full moon. I don't know why I want to keep saying new moon, but you know what? It does for me. I'll say this. For me, it does feel, or at least I feel the way I feel during a new moon. Although this is a full moon, but because it's in Pisces, Pisces, it just has all the signs. So, and I feel like it's all the phases. So feeling like a new moon's not out of pocket, although this is a full moon. And typically we like to say full moons are about releasing, full moons are about a culmination of something, like it's like a graduation, it's like a fullness, coming into the fullness thereof. And what I feel this time around, I should not touch that, but what I feel, hey, Money Right Official, hey. We're talking about the full moon in Pisces right now. And what I feel, for me, this moon has been a little different. Pisces moons are always real dreamy anyway, but it's been a little more dreamier than usual. Not even dreamier. I guess you could say dreamy. It's like I'm walking in a dream, or I'm just floating through it. The last 2 to 3 full moons in Pisces have been more heavier energy for me. So I'm happy that this one's a lot lighter, a lot more playful. At least that's what I'm feeling. Which is interesting because we're kind of like a lot of heavy energy has taken place in the week. Oh, hey, good morning, Grind. I see you coming in. Hello. So let's just kind of let's hone in on this Piscean energy, this releasing, this it is a birth. It's like a birth, actually. That's what full moons represent. So that's probably why I'm feeling new moonish right now. So let's get into it. So we're talking about the full moon in Pisces and just where it's at, what it's aspecting. Depending where this full moon is lighting up in your chart, it definitely depends on how it will manifest in your life. For me, this full moon is in my 7th house right now, and it's really highlighting areas in my life that needs to be more creative as far as seventh house issues are concerned. So we know the seventh house is about partnerships, right? It's also about your. I know people say your 10th house is your public face, but I feel your 7th house is more so your public face. It's your public face as far as not so much associations. That's a little more 11th house. It's about the people that you have around you. And what I mean by that, or the people that you relate to, it doesn't have to be people that you keep necessarily around you, but it's just the people who are around you and how you relate to them. And for me, you know, I had this conversation with a family member of mine about this concept of friendships, right? And building friendships or sustaining friendships. And I was saying, you know, it wasn't until my adult life that I realized that I started making more conscious friends instead of finding friends out of proximity. Because growing up, you guys little know my background. I was a military kid. So growing up, majority of my, and then we were very religious. So majority of my friends were either people I went to school with because they were in my class or we were in the same neighborhood, or people who I went to church with. So it was always people out of proximity. Even when I went to university, it was still like that. It was still garnering friends out of proximity. And when I matriculated into adulthood, now that I'm in adulthood, it's more so now making friends consciously versus just having people who are my friends, because again, we're close to each other. So what that has done for me, it has made me be more creative, if you want to call it that, or even more, I don't want to go with the flow, but I guess you go with the flow as far as the type of friends that I allow to, or people that I relate with, and allowing myself to naturally allow this to happen, instead of being repulsive or repellent to friends. Not that I'm repellent to friends, but I know myself, I know my energy, and like people, my friends, like my homies that have been rocking with me since like elementary and college days, they get this about me. It's the newer people that don't get this about me, and I'm more aware that I do this now. Because none of my friends really told me until after I had brought it up. They was like, yeah, you do that shit. But as far as I really, really like my alone time. I really honor and respect my alone time. And I didn't realize that in me doing so until this one friendship I had acquired some years back that we're no longer friends now. But I mean, I would like to be her friend again, but I can totally understand why she doesn't want to be my friend, because everybody rocks differently. But anyway, so it was a situation where I will be all in the friends, like, you know, like hang out, talk, whatever. But then I always need this time to like pull back and just be by myself. And she couldn't get that. She couldn't rock with that. She felt she had to be in my face all the time. And I don't like those type of friends. I don't want to be in your face all the time. I don't want to talk to you every day. I don't want to see you every day because nothing changed from yesterday. So I had to learn that when it comes to going with the flow is as far as what I relate with and what it, or just being creative. I feel I get more creative energy from this, what this moon is highlighting for me about being creative and how I create friends and how I sustain my friendships, because I really do value friends. Although I value my personal time just as much or maybe more, I definitely do value people and having my friendships. So finding ways to keep the friendship sparked. And then I also learned too, on top of that, that it's a two-way street to keep a friendship sparked. Like they have to want to be friends too. So depending on where this full moon is highlighting in your area, on what aspects you need to let go. For me, it's letting go of control. I can't control people. I have control issues, but who doesn't have control issues, right? And then and recognizing where those control issues coming from. Is it coming from a place of you know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with being guarded. I feel like we shouldn't be too guarded that we don't allow genuine people, or allow us to relate to genuine people, right? Hey, I see you guys are coming in. Hello, Raven. I see you. Hey. So depending on where this moon is aspecting in your own personal charts, it can really show, it can be showing you what areas you need to highlight and what areas that you need to release from. Let's say, for instance, this moon is highlighting in your third house. There is, you're probably being prompted to speak Maybe you need to speak more. You're being prompted to, let's start from the tip top. Since I throw in the third house, we're going from the third house and work our way all through the houses. Okay, so let's do it like that. So let's say, let's say this full moon is shining right now in your third house. Your third house is communication, but it's also your house of skills, and it's also the house of siblings. So somewhere in those three arenas, you're being led to either let go of some issues or something, or to be more creative or go with the flow. And when it comes to communication, maybe you're being called to speak up more. Maybe when it comes to siblings, maybe there's some siblings you need to let go of. Maybe it's some people. 818. Hey, I like that. Tanisha. Hello. So somewhere in the aspect of maybe it's even traveling. Hey, maybe you need to get creative, start traveling more. So that's what the third house is really being highlighted on. If you have the full moon in Pisces in your third house, maybe there's some faith you need to have more too, because Pisces is about faith. Pisces is about trust. So maybe there's a transition in those areas that you have to have trust. Maybe something wanting a new vehicle, right? Wanting a new car, and you need to have faith and trust to believe that you're going to get that car that you want. You know, it's not like you want a Maserati truck or anything like that, but you want something that's doable, that's nice, maybe even fashionable. So I really feel like Piscean energy is like making a wish, like make your wish and go with it, and allow it to pour out to that way. Now, when it comes to the fourth house, hey, Jamuk, how are you? I've been going through the same thing with my childhood friend of the last 10 years. They can't understand why I like to spend so much time at home. I love to be in my home. This started at age 28. Yeah, I've always liked to be at home. Although I'm a homebody, but I also have the other side of me that likes to be out. I'm a very adventurous person. Like I love being home, but I also do like to go out. And I'm just now, for me, I'm tapping into that part of myself of being more of a outgoing person, as far as not outgoing, being more adventurous instead of just sticking to things that's like parties and hangouts. I like that stuff too. You know, I like to party, I like to hang out, I like all that stuff. But being on adventures, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm a solo adventurous type of person. Night clubbing, I like outdoors. Yeah, nature. I love nature. Like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go see these canyons tomorrow, y'all. I'm like in the desert. I am so excited about this. I'm like excited. But yeah, so I totally rock with you on that. Understanding the value of alone time and people time. Yeah, I'm getting better on that. Oh, you said no clubs. I feel you on that. No clubs. Yeah, you know what? I haven't been to the last time I've been to a club was probably like 4 years ago. 2016. So 4 years ago. Yeah, like a club, like a club. That's the last time I really been to a club. Like most things I'd like to do is like real chill. You know, we have like a hangout spot at one of the friends' house or my place, or how we do, and just drink, chill, and watch movies, play music, play games, all that fun stuff. But anyways, let's get back to the houses. So we were talking, we did the third house. Let's do the fourth house. The fourth house is the house of home. It's the house of the mother. It's also the house of how you nurture yourself. This full moon could also be saying it's time for you to put trust in your care for yourself. Maybe it's even about your relationships with other women, being so whether it's your mother, your sister, female friends, romantic partner, just women in general. How are you relating? What is your relationship like with women? Or it could even be asking you to look into your own feminine nature, male or female. We both have feminine nature, so that's trusting your intuition. The house is the home of intuition as well. So maybe this is really highlighting some of you guys, like, hey, you need to really trust and believe in your intuition and listen to that thing, build it up. So that could be a highlighting force within you, saying, let go of your lack of belief, let go of your lack of faith. So fourth house could really be saying that for some of you all, depending if that's what's in your fourth house. Going into your fifth house. The fifth house is about play. It's about competition. It's play. It's sex. It's romance. Not really romance. It's more like flirtatious romance. So maybe someone's saying, hey, you know what? Time to get creative in how you create. It can also be children. So it's like maybe somebody's like you're highlighting children's being highlighted in your life right now. Or maybe it's just having fun. It's like, hey, it's time for you to have fun. Maybe it's just like, you need to get laid. That happens too. Like, you just need to have sex. You need to flirt with somebody. You need to get out. It's all of fifth house energies about how you express yourself. It's also creativity. Are you someone that needs to start letting your light shine more? Are you someone that's being told, saying, hey, it's time to get out the shadows and show your true self? This is, I like to call this the house of the coach. I think Leos are really good coaches. They make really good coaches too. Whether it's coaching like the sports, children, acting, the arts, whatever it is that you are in, the fifth house is really the house of creation. And maybe this full moon is telling you, hey, it's time for you to start putting more initiative. Well, not so much initiative. I don't like to give Pisces initiative. Pisces is more like, maybe it's time to dream more. Maybe it's time to start tapping into your creative bag. When last time you daydream? Maybe it's time for you to start daydreaming again. And they're like, what? I have serious things to do. I'm an adult. I have bills to pay. What you mean? I need a daydream. Maybe that's what the fifth house is telling you, with the Pisces being there, saying, hey, you know what? You might need to dream more. Sixth house. Sixth house is the house of service. It's also the house of enemies. It's also called the house of the health, small animals. So for some of us with the sixth house placement going on here, it's time to take better care of your health, being more realistic with it, maybe even to ease up on your routine. Maybe some of you guys are so systematic and so pragmatic in your routine that you're not allowing yourself to have flow and not allowing yourself to really just be in your a vibe of allowing the space to really just thrive without this confining and trying to make it go, like very Virgo-esque kind of way. Like, if I put this tight blinders on and just focus and stay to that, it will grow. Sometimes you have to let go of your blinders and allow yourself to flow in your creativity and not stifle yourself. It's in my fifth house, starting my YouTube channel Saturday, and I want to get laid. I want to be good. I love it. I'm with you on that one. Yes, that's great, Crystal. So yeah, definitely. Oh my God, girl, when you start your channel, okay, then so I'm gonna be checking you out come Saturday then. That part. Start your channel. Hey. So that's that. I'm telling you, fifth house energy is fun. It's fun, it's creation, it's laughter. Laugh more. And I know for some people it's kind of hard because the energy may seem kind of heavy for a lot of people, depending on what's been going on in your life. But laugh more, smile, do something that's going to make you have fun. Like tap into your passion. That's what fifth house is about. Fifth house is a passion. What are you passionate about? That is what this full moon is really typing up. Is it children? Is it your creativity? Whatever it is for you, hype that in. Go. So rock it out, girl. I look forward to seeing your YouTube channel. That's what I'm talking about. So we went to sixth house, service, routines. Seventh house, I talked about seventh house being about relationships, I should say. So it's not just about like husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It can be about the people that you're close to, your business partners, your co-workers. All that can be little third house. Co-workers could be third house too. But it's the people you relate with. And with that full moon being in there, it's about, like I said, for me, letting go of control. Let's go into eighth house. Eighth house is the house of, it's the house of the occult. It's the house of deep emotions. It's also the house of this idea of closeness, so close that you can feel over somebody. So it's power and control. It's love, power, control, sex, money, love, right? That whole dynamic, or sex, money, power. What's the song? Money, power, respect. It's like that. I feel like that's the house, eighth house. I get that money, power, respect vibe, right? Shout out to that, Lil Kim and everybody on that song. But with the eighth house being the full moon in Pisces shining in your eighth house, this could be looking at money, other people's money. So maybe you're looking to have faith that you're going to get your endeavors paid for, funded. It could also be debt. It also could be debt of those that you are partnered with. So the seventh house partnerships, right, can roll over to your eighth house. And it could be highlighting like, hey, maybe it's time to be released from a particular relationship. It can also saying it's time, maybe you just need a release again. So going into that fifth house aspect, eighth house, but then eighth house is not about fifth house is about light, flirtatious fun, sexual activity, just having fun, hook up. Eighth house is more of a deeper connection. It's more of about a soul psychic kind of connection. And maybe that is for someone who's having this placement in their house that's highlighting that area that, hey, you long and desire deep connection. And because of that desire, maybe we, hey, hello, love, I see you. I love, hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. And so maybe it's about having faith that you will have or manifest that deep connection into your life, right? And also, it can also manifest money coming towards you. Having faith and trust and believing in money and not knowing the source sometimes, that can happen. I think it's not so much unexpected blessings, but it could be because of another relationship that you had down the line that just may show up and you get these type of blessings. The sun transit, I have an 8th house moon and 5th house sun. Ooh, okay. So so with this current transit, hey, Laura Nicole, you have an 8th house moon and 5th house and sun. Ooh, that's fun. So with your 8th house. So yeah, I feel with those two houses being your moon and with your moon, your sun, there is this aspect of you that, depending on what signs they are too and how they plays out, but with the houses, with those planets being in those houses, there is like this more emotional connection that you want to have, like this deep soul, twin flame, soul connection, karmic soul bond. And then, oh, your 8th house is Virgo. Wow. Okay. That's a nice placement. Virgo moons are interesting because I know some Virgo moons. I like the Virgo energy because it's about the pure, like taking the pure, the essence of it, having it in the most purest form. And with it being in your 8th house, I see it's like what really drives you is something that's in its most, it's like a new baby, right? Everybody loves new babies, kittens, puppies, anything that's fresh and new. It's like the essence of what it purely is. And so your emotional nature is really about being attracted to people on the pureness of their essence, right? And then with your Gemini there's this discriminating factor in how you maneuver and intellectualize which people that you have. I'm pretty sure you're clever and you're funny and witty because you have that sun in the 5th house, but there's a deepness to you. That's a really great placement. I wonder with that, where exactly that moon is, full moon is shining for you right now. If you know it, let us know. And I'd love to dissect into that. And if you guys are interested in having a chart reading, you said big facts. I bet big facts about you being witty. I bet so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you guys are interested in reading with me, I do natal chart readings. I also do progress chart readings. Progress charts are, we all have progress charts. So your natal placement is where you start out. It's your home base, right? Of your moon, your sun, your all that stuff, right? And then your progressed is how your personal planets have progressed from your natal placement. So typically, as we go through life, we don't always resonate exactly at our natal because we start to transition into other signs. Like I'm a natal sun, Libra sun, but my progress sun right now is Scorpio. So we progress through this, and following your progress or knowing your progress chart really helps you to know where you're at in your life and where you're going. Because I like to pull up progress. Well, for myself, what I've been doing recently, I've been using my progress chart to help me to know where my energy is going in the next few years, so I can understand what it is that my current energy is at and how that's going to build me up to where I'm going, and to have better direct focus on what it is I'm putting my energy towards, if that makes sense. So I like to use progress charts as a way to strategize your life. So for those who are trying to figure out like your life purpose, your relationships, your love life, your finances, your spiritual journey, I really believe your progress chart are really important to look at, and kind of going through that and giving you better insight on your energy and how you want to utilize your placements to better yourself, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The full moon is transiting my 2nd house. I have Juno and Pisces late degrees in there. So with the full moon highlighting your 2nd house and Juno being in there, Juno is the house as the sign of marriage. You're like your actual partner. Typically people look at Venus. Venus is how you attract your partner, or what you're attracted to in your partner. Juno, however, is what's going to sustain your relationship, the type of person that really is going to sustain your relationship. So with this full moon in Pisces there, not knowing your relationship status, I'm going to say it's highlighting that you need a partner that's really spiritually based and not too pragmatic and not too, I don't want to say like they don't have any structure to them, but they are able to allow themselves to be in flow with spirit, be inspiring, be inspirational, somebody that you can connect on that soul spiritual level instead of just that surface level. And then with your 8th house being your moon, that's definitely going to be, yes. I bet so, girl. I knew it. Or girl, God, I'm not sure. Yes, I'm sorry. Intertwined like wine. Yes, I don't know if you're male or female, so I do apologize. I don't want to offend. But yeah, that's what maybe your full moon is highlighting for you if you haven't attracted that person yet, to know that person is either coming, and since you're on here, I'm pretty sure you're doing your inner work. So you're doing your inner work to attract that person because we want to sustain and maintain. Yes. Peace to Harry. Been binge watching since I found you on True Brilliance. So glad I've been guided your way. Oh, thank you, beautiful creator. I like that. Is that creator 8? Yes, we love them 8 numbers. Keep the 8s coming. Yes, I'm a young woman. It's all good. Thank you. Okay, that's what's up. Yes. That's what's up. Hello, guys. I see some new ones coming in. Hello, everybody. Where did I stop off with? Did I stop on the 8th house? I did. I stopped at the 8th house. So let's go into the 9th house on what this full moon in Pisces could be highlighting as it pertains to your 9th house. So the 9th house is the house of philosophy. It's the house of higher learning. So this can deal with education systems. This can deal with any type of schooling or higher knowledge. I mean, it can also deal with occult knowledge too, because I know that it's kind of 8th house, but higher minded occult knowledge, adept occult knowledge as well. So for those who have it in their 9th house, this could be highlighting a place for you to re-look into your education. Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go back to school? Or not just college? Is there some type of learning or traveling that you want to do? I like to give long distance as well. Long distance traveling is 9th house. I mean, with the quarantine COVID, who knows what's really going on, but maybe there's a call for long distance traveling. Even if it means you don't have to necessarily leave your home, maybe you might need to go on like National Geographic type of like binge watching shows or something, History Channel shows. You're being sparked in a certain way or being guided to really look into what it is that really moves you. Because Pisces is about movement. And is there something in another culture, another religion, a philosophy, an idea that moves you, or do you not having that moves you yet, and that you're being asked and guided to, or being guided and pushed to start looking into other information? Maybe you're questioning your own faith, right? So some of us may be in a situation like, you know what, I believed this way, but I no longer believe that way. I always give the example of like going from religion to spirituality, but I have to even be more clear on that. Even when you're in your spirituality practice, there are going to be information or ideologies that you're going to come across that resonate with you at one point in time. And as you grow into your practice, there are going to be the things that once resonated no longer resonate. Example for me, I'm going to be doing a series when I get back called Back to the Basics. And it's really about what has worked and has sustained my spiritual practice. Because, when you first leave a religion or whatever you're into and you start dabbling into the occult, and not that you're trying to dibble dabble, you're really a student, right? You're a student and you want to learn. You learn what areas are your strong points, right? What are your strong points? And what areas that you may not, like my strong point, I'll say this, my strong point is my intuition and fire. I really, really understand the manifestation of fire. Actually, the elements, I should say that the elements in general, just all 4 elements, 5 elements in general is really what I just stick with, because it has been sustaining me throughout my whole entire spiritual practice, the elements. Other things I've learned along the way that has been really cool and helpful, has been insightful too. But I'm in a place now where I can sink my teeth in on what works for me. And so I'm talking about that. So I look forward to having that coming up, those series coming up, back to the basics of what it is for me that just keeps it simple and what works for me and what has sustained my spiritual practice. And hopefully that can help inspire you to find what works for you, because especially now in times that we're in, we want to get a little more rooted and grounded in what is that we believe, what is that we are going to stand on. We're in the age of Aquarius, which is the I know. So what is it that you know, right? Not so much what you think or what you may believe. That's more Piscean. Oh, that could be something the ninth house is being brought to, because we do have the North Node in Gemini, and Gemini is about personal truths, right? So that could be highlighting for some of you guys with the full moon in your ninth house, what ideologies that you need to be looking into to help formulate your personal truth. So that's ninth house. Yay. 10th house. 10th house is your career. It's your public face. It's also the masculine energies in your life, or your own personal masculine energy, right? I even like to say this is government, structure, grandparents. I believe the 10th house is the house of your grandparents or your house of your ancestors. And the reason why I say that is because I think of family legacy when I think of 10th house, because it's opposite of the fourth. So I say the fourth house is in your home, right? Mother. 10th house is outside your home, but still related to home, right? So I take this as legacy. I take this as ancestry. I take this as, yes, your career. So with this Piscean energy being in that house, you are maybe being looked at to focus more on what is your representation. How do you want to represent yourself? When people see you, do they see you, or do they see what your pedigree, right? Your family name, your legacy, what you're connected to, what you put your footing and grind in and push forward in. And that's why I feel like this house is an important house. And with Pisces being in there, Pisces is the undoing. Is there something that you need to undo as it pertains to your 10th house? Are you living a lie? And you need to blow that ish up and go somewhere else, right? So it's really highlighting these aspects that can really make us question or redirect or flow with where we need to go, or get creative. Do you need to create a whole new identity for yourself as it pertains to your identity? So that's fun. That's really beautiful. I think a lot of people are in this phase of recreating themselves. And I like that. I think of Madonna, because she has done it a lot in her career, has constantly recreated herself, reimagined herself. That's what I think 10th house is. It's reimagining. And it's so funny because 10th house is not about imagination. It is about, here's my structure. This is where I sink my feet in. This is my bones. This is my blood and bone. Is what we're doing. But sometimes what we are blood, bone, and doing has to be completely washed away. And maybe there's a floodgates coming thin for some of us in that area. That's interesting because I have Scorpio in the 10th house, and my grandfather was a Scorpio. That connects to other things. Ooh, yes. I really believe 10th house is like grandparents, because like Saturn, because Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house, right? I know, like, collectively people call Saturn like the father time, or they call it like, that whole masculine type energy. I always saw Saturn as a feminine type energy. And since Saturn was once called the first sun, our first sun, I like to think of Saturn as our dark mother energy, our mother, like the great mother energy. And so I call Saturn the grandmother. And I take it as, from my experience with my particularly my Southern grandmother, on my paternal side, which is interesting. She was not a hard iron fist woman, but play no games type of lady, right? Y'all know that Southern play no games, but they love you, but they don't tolerate the BS. Like, we don't do that. Even my maternal great grandmother was like that. So that's interesting. My paternal grandmother was very no games, loving, but no games. But my maternal great grandmother, now she was a true matriarch. Like true matriarch. So I get matriarchal energy for the 10th house as far as your family name is concerned. That's interesting that you had that connection with your grandfather being a Scorpio. Yeah, Saturn is feminine energy to me as well. But okay, so y'all resonate with the grandmother energy. Yeah, Cancer, that's right. Cancer is the mother, on point, and Saturn or Capricorn is the grandmother. That's what I always took it as. So I was like, the greatest of all time. Like, ain't your grandma was like the best of all time? And it's so interesting, this concept of grandmother, and I'm getting off the subject, but it's kind of right on subject, is like grandmothers, like when they were mothers, majority of the time, they were trash ass moms. Okay? But when they become a grandmother, it's like they learned, like, oh my God, this is what mothering is about. And that's why I really, really, really love grandparents, because they didn't do it right as when they were parents, right? As much as they may have had good intentions, they probably didn't do things right, but they can come back around if they choose to do it right for the grandchildren. And that's why I feel like sometimes there's this disconnect. Well, not sometimes, there is this disconnect between the mother and the grandmother because of their mothering relationship. I'm gonna talk about that in another video, because that's actually going into another series that I'm working on. But yeah, I feel like that's a very interesting relationship. My grandmother was a Capricorn. My mother's a Cancer. So literally just made a connection. Bang, I like that. Yes, yes, yes. I get that whole new perspective. Okay, I'm glad you guys are rocking with me. Hey, I see more people coming through. Hello, guys. Thank you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Yeah, so we just talked about the 10th house. Let's go into, maybe you guys are being called to look into your family history, ancestry too. That could be with the 10th house, that like Pisces energy is like, you know what? Look, get creative and flow. Let's ask some questions and learn more about our ancestry. So that might be something. Hi, I am Divana. Hello. So let's see, 11th house. 11th house is the house. Now, this is your house of association or your friends or hopes and dreams, right? So when we talk about the 11th house, Pisces full moon here, it is saying, where is it do you need to be connected to or disassociated from? So, because remember, Pisces is all the signs. And so it can be a little different in one house versus it is in another house. And I feel with Pisces in the 11th house, full moon in Pisces, although the 11th house is about being dissociative a little bit, because that's Aquarian type energy, I don't think so much about being connected as much as far as being falling back. I feel with this full moon in this particular house is saying there is that you may need to disconnect from a particular group or friend or something versus being more involved. That's what I feel like I'm getting right now. Hey, Pisces in the house. Whoop, whoop. Pisces. Yes. That's the vibe I'm getting with 11th house energy right now with this Pisces full moon, because in some places it's a little more heavier, in other places a little more light. I'm getting heavy energy with this Pisces in 11th house. If that's you, let me know how this is playing out for you guys. If you have Pisces full moon transiting your 11th house, what type of experience that you guys have? You guys either in the comments or you guys can message me, because that's how this is actually how I actually learned more about astrology, hearing from real life. Oh my God, there's a little hair that is in the, look at this little rabbit, guys. Sorry, Instagram, you guys won't be able to see this. Can I turn this thing around? How do I turn this camera around? No, look at that little rabbit. Oh my gosh. Or hair, whatever they call it. Isn't that a cutie pie? Too cute. Okay, I can stay back around. Face me back. Back this way. Awesome. Okay. So we ended on the 11th house. Let's go to the 12th house. 12th house is home of Pisces. Okay. This is going to be interesting because this is anything can go. Anything can go. Anything can happen. Anything can go and anything can happen. So we are talking about the house of the undoing and the house of the subconscious mind. Whew. My heart goes to anybody who has full moon in Pisces transiting their 12th house right now. Because this is really anything can go. This is like Uranus and Taurus. Anything's bound to happen at this point. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? This is COVID-19 energy right there. That's my placement natally. Oh, that's you. So that's my placement natally, 12th house Pisces. Okay. So with this, and this is where things get interesting with Pisces energy, because we have to remember Pisces is all the signs and 12th house is your subconscious. So that means it's everything. So anything that's bound to happen can happen. So depending on the degrees and depending on what other planets are in there can give a better idea. So let's say if it's like your sun is in your 12th house, you already have a level of, well, one or two things, depending on what other places you have. You either have a level of where you're able to roam your subconscious mind, or there are blocks. So you either have blocks to childhood memories, you either have some blocks to blockages in your own personal feelings, or not understanding why you may do something. And this full moon could be really highlighting an area where there's blocks, and to allow you to see how either you were blocking yourself, or how you were allowing other things to block you. So it's still you blocking yourself, but that is something. So what's keeping you imprisoned? All right. So this is I'm thinking for you guys, yes, intimacy. This is the house of releasing. Release yourself. So if yours is intimacy, maybe it could be that you are being called to release. Allow yourself to be intimate. And intimate doesn't mean sexual, guys. Intimacy is allowing someone to see into you. Because we get real guarded, and I know that's so easier said than done, because I have a hard time doing that. I have a hard time allowing people to really get close to me. And even my closest friends, they still say, like, I feel like I can't get close to you. And I'm like, you know what? I know. I'm working on that. But allowing yourself to build intimate relationships, it may be first starting with intimacy with self. How are you intimate with yourself? Y'all, I have a funny thing I want to tell you guys about. I'm a Libra sun, progressed Scorpio. Oh, Libra sun, me too, progressed Scorpio. So are you a progressed Scorpio in the 12th house? Because if so, talk to me, sis, because I'm going that way. And I need help. help. I don't like it. Yo, this Scorpio energy, that's some heavy ass energy. I respect it, but damn, I couldn't feel like that all the time. So respect to my Scorpios, because yeah, I have to look. I'm just getting into my progress chart. Oh, bet. Okay, yes, definitely. Let's chit chat about that. I love talking about astrology. Okay, so I don't want Instagram to get kicked off. So let me move forward. So we just left. Oh, your South Node is in Scorpio. Oh, interesting. So you have a lot of Scorpion energy. Yes, sis, get away from the dark side. Step into the light. Step into the light. Yes. Get out the cave. The cave of wonders. You are the diamond in the rough. Yes, girl. Come on out. Okay. I feel like I am. I love it. So we did the 12th house. So let's go in the first house. Okay, I started with the third house, so we're almost done. So first house energy, guys. First house. Hello, Aries. I know you guys are mad, or you first house people like, why you didn't start with me? I always get started first. That's how the shit writes today. So with the first house, so this is the house is highlighting the house of self, right? This is how you view you, not how others view you, not how you want people to perceive you. This is how you perceive yourself. Seventh house is more how you want others to perceive you. First house is about how you perceive yourself and how you show up for yourself. And this full moon is highlighting that for you. I feel this is self-care energy right here. If it's in your first house, this is like, yo, this is spiritual, psychological self-care. That's what this is. Where and how do you view yourself? Because if it's more than just your outward, it's about your confidence in yourself. It's about your beliefs about yourself. It's about your knowing of yourself. You have to release. You were being called to release the blockages that you have about yourself. And I know that because I'm a first house person. I have my Saturn in the first house. So I am getting this aspect that it is a blockage that you have from really connecting with yourself and being truly you. Like you're not really comfortable with you. And this full moon in Pisces say, let that ish go. Let it go. Oh, I love it. Conjure Queen just put a video called Why You May Be Spiritually Blocked. Synchronicity. It's a spiritual blocks in your first house of how you perceive yourself. So yeah, and that is, and you know what? It's how where you are psychologically. As much as the first house is you, it's definitely all parts of you, psychologically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all aspects of who you are. So get in touch with your five senses, taste, touch, smell, hear, touch. Oops. I feel like that's what this, like, getting in tune with all parts of yourself: body, mental, spiritual, emotional. That's what that first house. There's some releasing. So for you guys, this may be a little more heavier, or this can also be light too. If you've already been doing your inner work and it's like, you know what, let me just let that shit go that I've been holding on to that don't serve me. That could be that too. All right, second house. Second house is the house of finances. It's really more so the house of values. Once you leave your first house, or the house of self, and knowing really yourself, you know what you value. And based off your values, you are now sure-footed and rooted and grounded in who you are. And this can go into what you value as far as your finances, as far as luxuries, as far as your comforts, as far as what makes you you. Now you start having your surroundings. So let's say you are a person who really loves, like, you know, I'm just a creative ass person. I have to be around art. So you will keep art around you, sculptures and paintings or your own artwork. That is how you have value for yourself. So you, with this placement here, or this transit, this transiting moon in your second house is highlighting the areas of yourself that you value and what areas you have to let go. Like, okay, yes, at one point in time, you may have valued those, I don't know, your Star Wars t-shirt from 1983, right? But at this phase in your life, that doesn't work for you right now. Your values is not there no more. Maybe now you're in a place where, you know what? I think I like Steve Madden shoes. You know what? I value comfortability over fashion. You know, give me a pair of Crocs over those, I don't know, whatever popular shoes that are very uncomfortable, right? So now that your values are aligning with your outer world is aligning with your inner world. This is what I get with the second house. So the second house is really highlighting what in your outer world is reflection of your inner world. Maybe you need more crystals. Maybe you're getting more plants, right? Maybe you're getting more spiritual tools. So you are clearing out spaces of things that you don't need or doesn't serve you, and you're now drawing to you and adding to you the parts that value you, right? So yay to that. And we're back to the third house. So we went through all the houses, guys. Literally made it before Instagram cut me off. If you guys have anything you guys want to add to the chit chat, Instagram, if we do get cut off, I'm gonna cut off YouTube after that. So I'm not gonna be on here much longer because I'm getting hungry and I need to go meet up with my girlfriends and get ready for that. But yes. But I'm glad you guys chit chat with me. If there's anything else you guys want to discuss or talk about as it pertains to these placements or transits, your personal placements, or just in general. Ooh. But yay. Awesome. Well, I am so happy I was able to get in with you guys. I may go live again later in the weekend. I don't know, I might see if some of my friends want to come live with me. They're not as well. I see if I can get my spiritual friends. I do have some spiritual friends out here. I might see if we could do a live together if they down with the cause. But all right, guys, I will talk to you all later. It has been fun. You guys can find me on all my social sites as Tahir Divine. Don't forget to add yourself to my email list. That's the best way going forward for me to be in contact with you all, because, you know, YouTube is not my platform and Instagram is not my platform, but I have an email and I have your emails. I can always get in contact with you all and we can stay connected that way. Okay. Hey, let me see. What if you were born Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and North Node retrograde? Oh, you know what? I love retrograde planets because I have, okay, so my Saturn, my Mars, my Jupiter, with Uranus. I think my Uranus is retrograde too. So I'm gonna do a video about that. But if you have all those retrograde, I will say that not all retrogrades are bad, not all retrogrades are positive. Like, depending on what signs they are in and where houses they are in, will kind of give us a better idea. But I think with retrograde planets, remember, it's about looking back, right? It's more of a reflector type of energy, particularly Mars. Okay, so I'm Mars, Aries Mars, right? But my Mars is retrograde. So my positivity level doesn't show off as much, like that abrasive, wanted to be in your face energy is not the first thing people pick up from my energy. It's typically my Libran qualities that people see more so, because I have more Libran qualities than anything else. But with that, I don't come across as an aggressive Aries until I'm pushed to the edge. Then that aggressive ass Aries be like, oh, so this person really want to fight. They don't want peace. I'll bring the noise and I bring the heat. So it just kind of depends on how it's placed. For instance, my Jupiter is retrograde in the 6th house, which is considered to be a detriment, right? However, with it being in retrograde, it's actually a beneficial for me than it is a detriment, right? So I try to be very careful with blanket statements like that, because people who talk about astrology sometimes give blanket statements, and sometimes it's easier to do that because, again, every chart is so nuanced. But I really think I'm gonna do videos on that, about each planet in its retrograde and how it can manifest per house, because I think that's more helpful to give an idea of how it can manifest per house. And when I do that, if you guys have those planets in retrograde, please comment on those videos. So I'm gonna put those videos together. Comment on those videos and how they how has it played on your life? Like, was I similar, right, or not really on it? So yeah, I'm gonna do that video. Okay, to Jamoke, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that video because I really do like retrograde planets, and I feel too many times we only get the planets when they're direct, and it doesn't always resonate because, again, my Mars Aries doesn't resonate with my Mars retrograde Aries doesn't resonate with Mars Aries. Like, it does, but that's not the energy I put out. I'm a reserved type Aries. But best to believe, if we doing, okay, I'll tell you right now, my competition and want to win comes out when it's sports or any type of games. Competition all the way. That's when my little sweet Libran self is like, nah, bitch, I'm here to win. I came to slay. I ain't come to meet no friends. A funny story, guys. I was playing Uno with, not Uno, is it Uno? Yeah, it was Uno. I was playing Uno with my kids, right? My babies. And so it was my daughter, she had, it was my turn to go. So the card was blue or something like that. I only had one blue card. It was a skip card, right? So I had played the card because the play was blue. So that means my 4-year-old got skipped, right? So my 10-year-old gonna say to me, damn, savage. That's how you want to play? And let me tell you, them kids kicked my butt in some damn Uno. They came with a vengeance. They was like, oh, no, you set the game off right, mama. We coming in winning. We coming in for the win. And so it was fun. It's fun. I like competition energy like that way. That's where I like to be the winner per se. But y'all don't look. And let me tell you now, to this day, that was what, April when I bought them cards when quarantine was really thin popping. My 4-year-old, she gets excited when she hits a skip card or damn wild card. And she always gets skips and wild cards. And I'm like, I guess that's just the energy. You can't put it out and ask it to come back. But yeah, they be kicking my butt in Uno, y'all. Doggone kids. Do the progressive charts supersede the natal chart? Yes and no. And I say yes because your energy does shift. And your progressed chart does give more insight on where you're at this present time. Oh, y'all, Instagram. It wasn't Instagram's fault. That was my fault. My phone died. But to answer your question, yes, it does. What typically will happen is that your progressed chart is more so where you're currently at and where you resonate or where you're vibing at, as your natal chart is more so your hardwiring. So you're hardwired to be your natal placement, but then your progressed chart is where you really get your engines moving, if that makes sense. But guys, I gotta go. I'm hungry and my phone died, and I was supposed to use my phone to figure out how to get to my girlfriend's place. But I mean, I still gotta get ready, so I got time to get this phone charged up. But all right, ladies and gents, this has been fun. I'm glad I was able to kick it with you guys briefly during this time. Thank you. You have a grand night. You guys enjoyed this full moon. It's a water sign, so if you guys feel connected to the water element, this will be a really great time to do some water rituals. If you guys are really big into dreaming, or if you want to retain your dreams, take a glass of water, place it on your nightstand, and before you go to bed, Say to the water, I remember my dreams. You can say it 3 times or once, whatever, how many times you feel you need to say it. Sip the water and then go to bed. When you wake up, sip the water, and I promise you now, your dream will start coming back to you. But that's the first thing you have to do when you wake up. Don't go to your phone. Don't do none of that stuff. Don't look out the window. As soon as you wake up, drink the water that you placed there the night before and say, I remember my dream. And I kid you not, you'll remember your dreams. And keep a notepad so you can write it down or record it, voice record it, either whatever is easier for you guys. But that's a quick little easy, like how to retain your dream spell hack, if you guys want to do that. But all right, ladies and gents, it's been lovely. Thank you guys for rocking with me. You guys have a lovely night. Mwah. Peace.